Go on the next ban, phase of pick and bans. Already 280 carries off the board.
Yep, Zeri cannot be allowed through. Sivir now denied from Gala as well after that previous game. Still sticking to the same bans from the side of RNG though. The Kalista, the Azir, and that Silas taken off the board. TT maybe could ban the Poppy. No, gonna go for the ban on the Wukong instead, which does mean RNG, if they want, could just blind pick that Poppy. It has pretty much been the standard first pick now.
Yeah, that's the thing though with the Trundle available. If RNG feel confident, I would probably just go for the Taliyah. Like you showed what you can do with the Trundle and the Poppy. So if TT want to take the Poppy themselves, and to be honest, I think TT have to take the Poppy because you can't give Poppy Taliyah over. That combo is just too broken in terms of leading to the side lanes, in terms of stopping dashes. So you have to take it, but you know RNG gonna take the Trundle again because I mean, why wouldn't they? The hope is for TT that they can maybe pick up something solid here. Gwen is open and available, which was banned away last time, but I feel like that's more likely going to come in as like a third pick. Looks like they might just lock in the Ahri for Ucal again. Even despite the fact he got solo killed by Wei, I think he still had a really good game, considering how bad the game went in general.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that one. Like, certainly individually a good performance. I got a bunch of plates, got a lot of gold in the game, and found some really good charms as well. Over to the side of RNG though, as you mentioned, Trundle open, locked in for Wei. RNG pretty much just rinse repeating their composition from the previous game. They obviously can't go for that Sivir, but a scaling AD carry down in that bottom side with 2 bans still remaining. That's a scary situation for Kepler. I think maybe the Jinx needs to be locked in ASAP.
So there's 2 choices. You match AD carry with Jinx, which it looks like they're going to be what they're going to do. Alternatively, you could have gone for a top lane and then banned away counters. But I think after how much the Twitch struggled in that first game, they realized they should put a bit higher priority on the AD carry, especially considering Kepler has been such a pivotal piece in this team's recent success. So we go for that matchup that, you know, we've seen quite a few times, especially in spring by this point, Joe.
Yeah, we've seen it once or twice. And even in 2020, you know, that was a popular matchup 2021. We saw a lot of these 2 AD carries scaling up against each other. The Gwen, though, taken off the board once again from Breathe. This is kind of... Isn't it funny how Gwen has pretty much become Breathe's signature pick at this point, which, you know, the champion has only existed for like a year. It's kind of insane, but I suppose the last year has been the most prolific of Breathe's career, so it does make a lot of sense, but even still, he's an absolute monster on the Gwen. Kennig can be banned away, though, by the side of RNG.
I think it also helps when the champion's been broken for that entire year, so it gets played a lot, if we're going to be real about it. You know, there's definitely champions who've been out for a year who haven't seen as much play, but regardless, so we see the Gwen ban. Makes me wonder if they're going to go for a Renata ban as well, because Renata Aphelios is a particularly potent lane. We'll see what they opt to go for there. There is still top laners available. They banned the Fiora last time. The GP is still on the cards. The Gnar is still an option. TT could take the Gnar on 4 if they felt confident in that, or they could look to let Hoya have counter pick, but then they would be blinding their support. So really depends who TT want to prioritize. I do think if RNG banned the Gnar here, then maybe TT would probably give counter pick to Hoya. But they could really go in any direction on this one. And they have to go for the Tom Kench. So something gives a lot of safety to the Jinx. Maybe RNG are going to look to pick up Nautilus. But actually, with the Braum, this is just... I feel like a Renata pick here for RNG would be a no-brainer.
Yeah, Renata already very good with the Aphelios. Does well into the Braum and Jinx as well. So certainly could be a strong lane down in the bottom side. We'll see if Ming is going to get... I will say, Ming did play the Ashe support one time. Very good against those melee supports. Just saying. But I don't think we'll see the Ashe coming out today as Ming undecided which direction he wants to go. That's one thing is you can get some hard engage in that support role as well. And I think Ming just deciding they don't really need the range support.
This is such an RNG and specifically Ming move where I feel like a lot of teams would just take the Renata here. But for Ming being so proficient on the Nautilus, also RNG so strong when they have Ming on that champion that can engage, end up going for that. It's not the best matchup into the Braum, but I don't think they really care. And then looking at potentially just picking up the Gnar as a blind for Breathe. Gnar is a bit weaker as a blind on this patch. As I've said before, his base health got nerfed. His health regeneration per level has got nerfed as well. So those counter matchups that we didn't really see appear in 12-13 have started to become a little bit more effective. And we'll see if Hoya opts to lean into those. We've seen things like the Jax, the Camille picked into the Gnar and be somewhat successful. Or he could just go for something like the Sejuani and play it safe.
So Hoya playing it safe in the top side. In the end, As I will say, there is plenty of frontline for Kepler in this game. Like, if it's front-to-back team fighting you're looking for, this TT comp definitely has plenty of damage in the front-to-back. You've got the Ahri for picks as well, but mostly you're going to be looking to Kepler for your damage. Side of RNG, though, I don't feel like the strategy is as cut and dry as what we're getting from TT.
Yeah, I feel like for RNG, you have that good jungle matchup. You have a mid lane who can be super active on the map. And you have Gala and Aphelios. I think that kind of speaks for itself. But I do feel like, in the previous game, I was super confident in RNG if it went late. I don't feel like that's the case as much in this one. I feel like you're going to get outperformed in team fights. What's particularly effective as well is the Braum Sejuani. We used to see this as an old school combo back when Braum was like one of the most picked supports in his era of dominance. And Sejuani jungle, back when we had tank junglers, like the fact you have 2 stun passives is so powerful. Because it makes it very hard to just exist when you're getting stun locked, and particularly for champions like the Nautilus and the Trundle, that's going to be painful. So I think TT have a lot of strength in the group 5v5. I think their lane matchups in the bot lane, they have a pretty comfortable lane matchup where they didn't before. But it really comes down to mitigating the pressure from RNG. And something to mention is their invade came on the back of they had the Braum. Now TT have the Braum. I don't think you want to be messing around with a Braum level 1.
No, you do not. Even Nautilus, pretty good level 1, but nowhere near the level of a Braum. We saw RNG using and abusing that at level 1 in game number 1. I would love to see a similar story for TT here. Maybe they go for some level 1 cheese, especially with how game number 1's early game went. I feel like you're coming into this series, you're desperate for a win, you're desperate to lock yourselves in for playoffs. Perhaps some cheese would be the answer, but not going to happen. For the time being, standard level 1, just default ward positions, default positions across the map as Hoya tries to get some damage onto Breathe, but Breathe just going to cut it out with his boomerang.
Yeah, I was talking about all the CC, the stun locks. Xiaohu and Gala both opting for the cleanse, so definitely respecting the lockdown available now. RNG are playing a bit aggressive to push in and try and get a ward down. They want to track Beichuan. Even though I said you don't want to mess with the Braum, Taliyah Trundle still a very powerful duo when it comes to those early levels, but I suspect we won't see that same invade we saw in the level 1. Should get a bit more for standard early game. And I think that really favors TT because TT have been very good at enacting things like those 4-man leans at the bot side. And looks like they might actually try for their own invade. They feel confident in going for it with the Braum.
RNG is stacking up, though. This is going to be a 4v4. Beichuan moves in first and immediately just gets railed. A hook comes out, but a good flash keeps him out. Yaoyao first target, but here goes Ming. First blood for TT. Looking for more with the stun on to wait as well. Trying to block him. He flashes over. Kepler to follow. Looking for the recess. He's got excited, and he's got a double kill as well.
Exactly what you need to start this game off. And honestly, I feel like RNG just disrespectful. I said it, you agreed, Munch. You shouldn't be messing around with the enemy Braum level 1. And you saw, even though RNG got the jump onto TT, they still lost because of the power of the Braum and the Jinx on top of that. Beichuan gets chunked out pretty early and has to flash away. But then they just don't have the power in the extended fight, right? The Braum passive gets applied. Ming is now basically dead with the charm coming in. And then Wei, just because he tries to step up and try and trade a kill, ends up going down as well. And with the get excited from Kepler, he could even just run away off the back of that one.
I really love the positioning from Kepler there as well. He's trying to body block Wei so that the flash, won't get him over the wall. It wasn't quite far enough, but good little attempt on the play there as Wei. Now trying to go for an invade, but he will walk across a ward here. So you can see immediately on the way pings coming out from the bottom lane of TT, and Beichuan should head over to this side of the map. I don't know if Wei is aware. I don't know if that ward died while Wei could see it or not, but here we go. TT collapsing.
Oh, he should be able to smite this and get away, though. And it looks like he will and get out. So we'll be able to play it safe. One thing to mention is that Kepler and Yaoyao had to reset off the back of that play. So as much as Kepler, he has a cull and a longsword. That's a fantastic start, don't get me wrong. He is a little bit later lane. They are still level 1. They will have to be a bit defensive, at least for the first couple of levels. But still, despite Wei stealing away the blue, it's still a fantastic start for TT.
Yeah, Beichuan now moving into the bottom side. I think just getting access to the river to go for that scuttlecraft, though, was, Kepler and Yaoyao were late to lane, did have to, quote-unquote, play defensive, but they arrived and immediately start to muscle their way into the situation. Wei Off in the wings here is trading in the mid lane once more. Beichuan looking for Xiaohu. Flash and cleanse both available and will be forced to flash immediately.
Yeah, but...
Oh! Wei answering in the bottom side here. Ming moving forward. Kepler trying to get damage onto Gala, but it ain't going to happen for now. Good attempt from Ming. Wanted 2 kills out of the 1. But will just be the kill for Gala. And crucially, that's already a shutdown. A bonus 150 for Gala.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, Kepler, no level 3, Yaoyao, no level 3, actually makes a pretty big difference. Both Braum and Jinx get some strong tools.
Ucal, no flash available. Knocked back and taken down. Xiaohu finds a solo kill. He will be punished. Oh, will he? The Pillar of Filth comes on out. Xiaohu, no flash available. Beichuan waiting for his passive. Look at the movement speed from the fast footwork. It's going to be Beichuan grabbing a kill. It's water walking. Fast footwork isn't even a rune. Beichuan now getting chased down himself, though, as Wei looking for this. Ucal's respawned and TP'd back into the play. His jungler will survive.
Man, Xiaohu got away there would be absolute disaster. But as you said, the extra movement speed and also the fact that Buckler is coming up soon. Speaking of Buckler, Beichuan needs to grab it. Wei, I think, was looking for him to come over to the Krugs and to find him. But Beichuan is just going to reset, so nothing more will happen. But... oh, or will it?
Will it? Wei trying to stop the recall. Beichuan not window shopping for the time being, which is good news for him. He's going to cancel this recall. He's just going to go over to his wolves instead as we take a cheeky little look at the fountain. Hoya has TP'd to the top lane. All right. Cheers, observers. Good one. And we return to the absolute scrap that is the mid jungle right now. Yaoyao and Ming in the middle of everything. Beichuan moving on over. Knockback though onto Yaoyao. RNG with an advantage. Wei moving forward onto Beichuan. Next target here. Pillared back into the play. And Xiaohu finishing the kill off. Yaoyao now next on the chopping block as they continue, but Kepler arrives. He's already got so much damage and they want an extra kill onto Xiaohu. Both junglers die. The Flame Chopper's not quite in range.
Oh man, this is such a scrappy game, and I feel like for GT they have a lot of burst damage, a lot of CC in their skirmishes when they have the Poppy. They're able to lock them down, but it just feels like the sustained damage off the Taliyah, off the Trundle. Oh, I think Ming just messed up
just doesn't miss.
There.
Xiaohu does not miss and forces a flash out from Ucal as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's been so good so far this game. I feel like his Taliyah has just been an absolute pleasure to watch so far this split. But, you know, the amount of damage Taliyah does is kind of crazy. Like, I think especially considering, you know, bear in mind, the W of Taliyah doesn't actually do any damage. It's only knocking them. Oh, my lord.
The damage, the ignite is there from the spell book as well. And Xiaohu, 2 times in 1 game, 2 times in 6 minutes, has solo killed Ucal again. This time he can't be punished.
Man, he's just really... I mean, it's so crazy. We have the same matchup from the previous game in the mid lane. And it feels like Xiaohu's just stepped up his gameplay to the point where he's just bullying out Ucal. Actually spotting a ward, but Ucal just doesn't expect for him to just run him down with the extra movement speed. And the seismic shove connects, unfortunately. Charm even goes the wrong way in the end. So gets the solo kill there. Really strong. And as I was saying, Taliyah, her ult does no damage. Her W actually doesn't do any damage. It's the E that does the damage from knocking it through. And yet this champion can like burst you, has a ton of sustain. So strong.
Hang on, Gala is 2 levels above Kepler in the bottom side as Breathe might get all in here. The Permafrost does land. Hoya with the ultimate. The Ignite. Breathe has been caught out and taken down by Hoya.
The extra base health that has been lost by Gnar, making a difference there. But we've seen these Sejuani all-ins before. Once your ult is there, the fact that you can proc the percentage HP damage twice from the Permafrost, the fact that you have that Ignite as well, able to find the solo kill and answer back. But as you said, Gala super far ahead in XP. It's because, you know, we had Kepler and Yaoyao late to lane, and then they got killed on the wave bounce back. They've ended up missing so much CS. So despite the early kills Kepler got, it hasn't really panned out too favorably.
I feel like the Sejuani getting the Permafrost down into the ult with the Ignite, it's like the new Ornn combo, where Sejuani is not a champion that should be getting kills in lane, but you misstep, she will 100-0 you. I mean, knows all about that.
I feel like this is kind of the criteria if you want to be a tank top laner in pro play. It's not about like how tanky you are. It's about you being able to solo kill. Yeah, it's like you have to have a boatload of damage and be tanky.
Yeah, and also have really good CC. Ucal could be in trouble here. Beichuan keeping him alive, though, but he's knocked back into the play anyway. And Gala flashes forward. Beichuan next target, but Ming walking away with his life. Gala, oh, you're in too deep, buddy. He's way too far into this play. Will be stunned against the wall, and Kepler is here to finish the job. Another one into the pocket of this Jinx. Xiaohu with a great knockback, though. The rest of the team moving in. RNG somehow getting outplayed here. TT finding yet another kill. That's 2 for Hoya now. Xiaohu next target. He will survive as Wei instead will be sacrificed. No, gets under the tower, will be alive. This is pure carnage. I'm struggling to keep track of this.
It's so scrappy, honestly. It's such a back and forth, but I feel like as much as so much damage is coming out from RNG, it just feels like once the CC rotations come up from TT again, that's the threat. With dead even in gold, 5 kills to 7. This feels like an LPL game, and we'll get the replay. So initially, you know, Ming gets CC'd for the longest time, so you can't find the engage, but Xiaohu trying to prove that you don't have to aim the W, it just hits every time. And then here, TT then come in, and it's the Braum providing so much power. Gala actually cleanses the slow to try and make distance. So that means he's vulnerable to this stun here. And then in this ensuing fight, Xiaohu again just proves he does not miss with the W. But now the Sejuani is here. The Braum is still there. You can't approach with these lockdown passives.
Certainly can't. TT now going to start a Drake for themselves as Wei. Forced out of the play by Yaoyao. Ming moving up, though. Gets a bit of vision for his team. Does feel like RNG want to contest for this, but I'm not sure they really have a way in. Looks like the bottom side of the river, though, could be their answer. Xiaohu headed over. No Weaver's Wall available. Ming fostering. The dragon will reset. That is terrible news for TT as they now lose control of the situation. Dragon on 1,500 HP. It resets again. And RNG have bought enough time. Now a pull in from Ming. I can't believe they've got away with this play. The flash forward is Ming. Sacrifices himself to take down Kepler. A double for Xiaohu as RNG have no right to win this play, but they win it anyway.
Fantastic performance of Ming. This is why he picks the Nautilus, right? Lane matchup, be damned. He decides he's going to kill someone, and it does not care if he goes down in return. He manages to take down the bot lane of TT. Don't have enough of advantage to go for the dragon, especially as Breed doesn't have teleport, but at least they keep TT away from it. Breed will just pick up a plate in the top side, so it's not just the fact that you're getting this favorable play on the bot side of the map, Breed also being rewarded here.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know how they managed to stall TT for so long. Like, that's 3v4. I feel like TT maybe needed to just pull the trigger at the start there before Xiaohu could rejoin the play.
Well, I think a mistake as well was Yaoyao burned his Unbreakable and then stayed forwards. And the Braum is so reliant on his E to be tanky that when it's down, he just becomes that vulnerability. And also something to note is, like, TT don't have the best tools to just pull the trigger and start a fight. Nautilus does that fantastically. Braum, not so much. Braum is like, you know, if you have someone already in place, he helps to lock them down. They kind of need, like, Beichuan to have a good angle, Ucal to get a charm, Hoya to have an engage. And it does make things trickier now. Do you see RNG, Beichuan?
I think he wanted to try and stop the Herald somehow. Waste the target, though. There's one kill, but it's traded immediately onto Ucal. Wei still alive. Finally falls on the backside of the play. Xiaohu getting damage onto Hoya. This is 4v5. And yet it's an even trade with plates going to RNG.
Yeah, the thing to mention is that TT stopped the plates from going to Gala. It was all gold on away. That's a positive aspect, but Breathe, this is the second time, 2 consecutive plays, he's just pushing into the tower. Oh, now Kepler might be in trouble.
Kepler. They're actually going to get a kill in a 2v4. Gala and Ming are absolutely insane. Yaoyao next target here as Gala charges up forward with the Infernum. Can't quite find the burn. Hoya now trying to turn it around, but Gala's still full HP. He's unstoppable right now, trying to dodge the Keeper's Vids. He will be able to do so. Moving forward, Infernum and Severum available to him. Doesn't have any mana, but it won't stop him by any chance. Beichuan underneath the tower. Yaoyao 1 HP as well. They will survive, but it's hard against Gala.
I mean, the confidence from Gala stepping up there, despite the fact they're outnumbered. Breed still in the top lane, by the way, has teleport now, but just like he's doing his own thing. I'm pretty sure he's just taken like 3 plates from that tower in this passage of play. And RNG still win. They still win without their top laner. And we're going to see the replay on this situation. So just the confidence here. You could see TT were trying to potentially set up for a dive, but they leave their Jinx isolated, and RNG just pounce.
You see Gala literally free-firing for most of this. They're moving forward. And watch this, as Beichuan starts to wind up the Keeper's Verdict, Gala does some crazy footwork here, back and forth. Oh, we don't even get to see it because Ucal's caught the bottom side. Spirit Rush forced out here. Drake on the map still. Nobody even took that Drake. After the fight earlier on, the Drake is still there.
In fairness, it does take a while to take these dragons. The teams are a little bit more reserved from it, but yeah, we're just getting non-stop fight. It's 20 kills in total at 14 minutes, and it might be another here.
Oh yeah, could be in trouble. Ming trying to get in range with his anchor. Don't think he'll find it. Breathe underneath the tower. 1v3. Can he survive? He's desperate to clear this wave. Goes for the ult onto Kepler. Cannot find it. The tower falls, as will Breathe. It's straight for a tower on the opposite side of the map, though. As you can see, Gala solo farming, pushing waves, and pings onto that bot tier 2 from RNG.
Look, Breathe just picked up a Triforce, though, with all the gold he got from those plates. So maybe did overstay a bit. I think definitely is true. Should have reset, picked up his item. Was probably trying to wait for the gold for that Triforce. But now RNG looking for Ucal. No ult.
Yeah, Flash going to be forced out in that mid lane. Nicely done. And this is the thing about RNG. They will punish you so hard when things are on cooldown. No! Oh, God, Beichuan, no! I think that went down to, like, literally 3 HP.
Oh, that's a tilter. That is a tilter. And at this point, he knows RNG are moving, so he has to give it up. And yeah, it just means blue buff of Xiaohu. Definitely nice on that Taliyah. And I mean, speaking of Taliyah,
the thing is, this doesn't actually matter, right? It's just so...
It's just a tilter.
You just don't want to see that, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like at this point, the Taliyah's been doing so much damage. With the Leandri's already complete. You saw Hoya there was being, like, earlier run down by it. The amount of DPS available to RNG's carries already is super scary, super hard to deal with.
Yeah, definitely is. TT move over towards the Herald now. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, buddy.
It's fine, no problem.
Just trying to banter. I will say one thing about casting online. It does make the banter way more difficult to achieve because you don't want to interrupt. TT trying to protect the Herald here. Hoya over the wall. I think he'll be fine. He can always just get away. I wasn't sure if he was trying to look for something, but his team was definitely not on the same page. Breathe pushing in the bottom side while all this goes on, but TT do grab themselves that Herald. Gala is unafraid. He Gale forces in to get a Gravitum and forces a flash out from Beichuan.
Yeah, all comes down. I just find the Poppy also hilarious. I mean, I love those champions in meta. It's so good. They do knock away Xiaohu, but he's back there. They're trying to pressure down this mid tower here. And TT, again, they don't have the best forms of engage. They kind of need someone from RNG to make a mistake, but looks like they're the ones threatening.
Especially with the Pillar of Filth, it's so difficult to maneuver around these fights. TT desperately trying to defend their mid-tier 1 tower, but honestly, with the damage that's going down just passively onto them during this siege, I'm not sure that they can defend another wave here. It's going to be a tough one, especially with Infernum there for Gala. RNG want to make this play. Big damage out from Xiaohu underneath the tower as Gala moves forward. Orb Deception can't quite hit the wave there, and Ucal forced out the top side of the play. That's the window that they need. Nobody has any wave clear left, and down goes the tier 1. Once again, RNG just muscling in, and look at the gold difference. They don't have that significant of a lead, but they just know how to execute these plays so beautifully.
I think the scary thing as well is that a lot of that gold is on Gala, Xiaohu, and Breathe. Plates for Breathe, but also just the kills for Xiaohu and Gala. They are super threatening, and you know, I said at the start of the game, I felt like a TT going to be strong in the team fights, but honestly, kind of revisiting that, they're very reliant on Kepler. Like, if you look at their damage profile, like, Ahri isn't the highest damage champion. They have 3 tanks and a Jinx. I'm starting to feel less and less convinced by my earlier statement, and I honestly feel like in the team fights, they might struggle, because also, it's hard for them to get onto RNG's pivotal carries. You said before, the Pillar of Filth, things like the Unraveled Earth, their engage is quite limited. And I think what they want is they want to be able to set up on an objective and have RNG come into them, kite them backwards, use the stun passives effectively. It's very hard to be faced on an objective when you're behind. And the way RNG playing, it's only a 2k gold advantage, but they are ensuring they're the ones setting the pace of the game. They're the ones being there first.
Yeah, they are consistently on the play, right? They're consistently there before the play, I think is the key thing. It's not even about being on the play. It's about being pre-play. RNG with the pre-play plays. It's beautiful to see, that is for sure. Their map control has always been exceptional, and we're entering the mid-game, which is always the moment where RNG are just unbreakable, unbeatable, unstoppable. It's going to be Infernal Drake coming up in 40 seconds' time. It'll be the second Drake for RNG if they're able to get it. And TT, not even playing towards that side of the map right now. They're all moving up towards this top lane, where Kepler can grab himself that red buff, maybe can then move back down for the Drake.
Yeah, it feels like TT very much moving together as a unit. As much, oh, the cutoff comes in. Not quite able to do so. And they are just able to walk that one out. But it does force them backwards. And now RNG sweep through and destroy all this vision. TT, they do have the Herald. If they can slam it down mid, that might force RNG to respond to force them up. Oh, the engage comes in.
It's going to be knock up onto Ucal as he spirit rushes. Oh, wait, what is that damage out from Xiaohu? Yaoyao almost one shot through his Unbreakable right there. As Gala dodges away from the Keeper's Verdict. That's a huge cooldown. And now RNG with an even fight. This is what they've wanted all game long. They've been winning with disadvantages. Now in an even 5v5. Doesn't feel like TT can step up anymore. And Gala still unafraid. Still happy to step forward.
Yeah, so Herald dealt with. Now they move over to the Dragon. Infernal Dragon, 6% AD and AP. Such a massive boost. And honestly, the fact they have that first Cloud Soul for the extra movement speed, I talked about in the last game, one of the best that you're able to pick up. Infernal Dragon, a great scaling one. It will be an Ocean Soul, which I feel like here... Oh, they're looking for a pick.
Oh, it's an opportunity for TT, but Wei is happy to be the target. The pillar is gorgeous. And now RNG in a great spot, but look at the damage out from Kepler. He got the gold early, and he wants to sweep up onto Gala. He goes for the turret, blocking their way. 2 picks for TT, though. And perhaps a chance at Baron? I don't know. It would be dicey.
I think it's too risky when Xiaohu and Gala are still up. Remember, Xiaohu even has Smite as well.
Oh, my God. Everything. RNG just squeeze advantages out, and now Xiaohu moving forward onto Beichuan as Wei tries to chase him down. Gala couldn't quite get in range of that play, but in with the Gravitum, the Infernum, in fact, on the Moonlight Vigil. Ucal onto Gala, wants a solo kill for himself, but Gala just turns it around, and Ucal has to flee. And now RNG, once again at a disadvantage, once again find the play. This is why Gala has the most solo kills of any AD carry, because he has no fear.
It just feels like RNG are refusing to do the math. It's a 3v4. 3 is less than 4. And yet they still fight it and they still win. I don't understand. This has been like a consistent theme this game of just RNG opting into fights where they don't have as many members and somehow winning them, just outplaying. Fantastic play here, and Ming does sacrifice to trade the kill. And this is actually a great play from Beichuan. Gnar about to hit Mega, bursts him before he gets the health buff, but then the ensuing fight, Xiaohu doing so much work there, and Gala just refusing to let anyone get a solo kill on him, and takes down Ucal as well. These carries for RNG coming up huge.
Yeah, so breathe. Oh my God, he actually gets it. He was mostly blind there as well. He saw it started, it was pulled out of vision, and he just kind of guesstimating the amount of damage. Gets it. I'm pretty sure the auto got it, not even the boomerang there as well.
Yeah, TT having a rough game of blue buffs, honestly. That was the earlier part. Now
honestly,
this one,
rough series. A rough series when it comes to buffs, because game number 1 was not any better.
Absolutely. Now, RNG is setting up vision around this Baron. Huge pick potential. And Breed is starting to make his way over, but notice, like, TT are permanently trying to group as 5, trying to use their comp with that lockdown as effectively as possible. But push in mid, and this forces RNG to respond to the mid push, and now they can move through, sweep out some of this vision. Just a little bit of a back and forth coming out here. Neither team wanted to give too much control over.
So TT grabbing control of River. Oh no, but they're caught in the river. Ucal the target here. We've Sword denied there. Only going halfway. Not sure if that's a visual bug there. Beichuan now chase down. Oh, Xiaohu just flashes in.
Oh.
Flashes forward, and Beichuan's like, nah, buddy, get out of here.
Yep, just knocks him away. Oh, but now he's in trouble.
Beichuan moves too far forward. Pillar of Filth comes out once again. Honestly, Wei makes that Pillar of Filth look like it's hard CC. They can now move over to the Baron, because guess what? The jungler has died at 23 minutes. I feel like we're getting deja vu from game number 1 here, Aux.
Yeah, and I feel like TT, no, they have to try and contest this one. Still pretty strong with their 4 members. The Baron's just gone.
I mean, they couldn't win 4v3 earlier. I'm not sure that they can win 4v5 now. It's a tough one as RNG will grab themselves the Baron, and they continue to... Like, the crazy thing is, the kill score is 13 to 13. This game does not feel anywhere near as even as that.
Absolutely not. It feels like RNG, you know, it's a 3,500 goal difference. We've seen much bigger goal differences than that, but it feels like the control from RNG is so insane here. They're just not giving any room for TT. Now, they are setting up pick, maybe. No, they were just going for resets, so they won't be found. Fortunately, I think for TT's sake, Dragon's going to be up in a minute. Will be the third for RNG. And especially when we already talked about TT, you know, really relying on Kepler for a lot of the damage. An Ocean Soul for RNG would be painful, would be really painful. So, you know, RNG going to get upset, set up there in advance. And you can even see Xiaohu pushing this wave in the bot side. So they have somewhere to lean if they want to use these Baron waves to apply even more pressure.
Do you know what else is deja vu from game number 1? If I'm not mistaken, we have the exact same Drakes as game number 1. So I'm not sure I've ever seen that. Like, exact same Drakes back to back. It was Cloud first. The only one I'm not sure about is that Infernal Drake, but I think it was an Infernal second. Kind of crazy. Doesn't matter at all, but kind of interesting.
I think it was as well. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. So, yeah. Just happens sometimes. Cool. I guess in all of the games of League of Legends that we see in pro play, we probably have had more back-to-back Drake orientations. But yeah, pretty interesting one. And I feel like it's actually a kind of nice distribution because I feel like Drakes are so much stronger now, but Cloud is great early for that movement speed. Infernal is a nice second one to pick up for, you know, those extra stats. I do think Ocean's a bit weaker in terms of souls, like, compared to the others, but I think it's really nice here when, like, TT are lacking damage. It's going to be a struggle in team fights to cut through the likes of Breathe away if they are just healing. But yeah, so they have picked that one up, and Hoya maybe getting clapped on here.
He really wanted that Grom. He does get it for himself. The Weaver's Wall is coming out as well. Xiaohu wants to join the play, but knocked off of his wall by the other wall. And Hoya will escape. Gets himself the Grom. That's a small win for TT, but honestly at this point, we'll take those small wins. TT going to be happy with that one. Up towards the top side go RNG here. And I'm going to be honest, RNG with Baron, we saw it in game number 1. They will take everything.
Yeah, you can see how they've lent their pressure to the other side. Gala and Wei are trying to interrupt this wave, but like, look at their position. They're willing to just like run backwards and move towards the rest of their team.
Beichuan is taken down to a third of his HP by Gala and his turrets with that Caliber. That is insane. I can't believe how much damage he was able to pull off there. And this is still to buy space for Breathe, who's pushing an inhib tower as we speak right now. Yaoyao and Kepler making their way up. They're trying to get over, but they don't have the inside track. And you can see Ucal finally arriving, but the wave clear is so difficult to pull off against these Baroned up minions. As an Ahri here, Keeper's Verdict does a bit of damage, but Gala gonna finish the tower off. They can't stop the siege, and RNG once again just winning through map movement.
Such fantastic play. Just the fact that, you know, Wei and Gala were stopping the mid push, but didn't commit, didn't like loop round to stand mid lane. Instead, they were in a position where when the TP came in from TT, they just moved back up towards the rest of the team. They regrouped, they couldn't be threatened. And this whole time, Breathe, this has been the consistent theme for this game. Breathe is pushing top. Breathe is getting towers. Hasn't really been involved in that many fights, but able to get the structures. And now Baron has timed out here, but they're still trying to pressure this tier 2.
Tier 2 in the mid lane will go down. You can see Beichuan behind enemy lines over at his blue buff, but doesn't have that ultimate available, so can't really go too aggressive on the Poppy. He's just desperately trying to clean up some of his camps before they're all snuffed up by RNG. Could be in a bit of trouble here.
God, I hate when my camps are snuffed up, man.
I keep getting mocked for this word. Is this not a word? Have you never heard the word snuffed before? It's when a dog eats something, like, if you give, like, a bit of bacon to a dog.
Is it actually a word, or you just, like, you think it should be a word?
Of course it is. Of course it's a word. It's like, when a dog, right, if you give something really delicious to a dog, you know the, like, sheer speed and, like, I don't know, ravenousness with which they'll eat that? That's snarfing. So, RNG would have snarfed those camps up in no time at all. Beichuan,
I believe it's a word. I just think it's such a funny one. I just can't take it seriously when you say it.
I'm going to Google if it's a word or not. It is!
But
eat or drink quickly or greedily. Yeah. They would have snuffed the camps, but Beichuan pre-snuffed them.
Yeah, I feel like just because something is a word doesn't mean you have to use it. But you know what? I like that you brought it in. You've taught all of our viewers something. You know, I think it's a win. I will agree with that. Whether it's a great win or not, I'm not so sure.
Okay, well, we'll have to agree to disagree on this one. Engage comes out as Gala pinned against the wall. No! Beichuan knocked Gala out of the play. I feel like they could have just killed him. Ucal was there as well, but they got one onto Ming. Maybe this is still the play. Xiaohu locked against the wall. The Braum passive. No, Zhonya's in play. Gala over the wall now as he tries to get onto Yaoyao, but there's one for Ucal. Breathe now, trying to clean up. He'll manage to finish off Beichuan here with a boomerang. No, Gnar ultimate into the wall. As he's looking, he's hunting Ucal, the boulder, to deny the recall. And Gala's here to sweep it up. No, double comes through onto Breathe. It looked so good. It looked like that was the chance, but it's still an even play.
I mean, just the cleanup potential from Breathe. He's picked up so much gold. Triforce Black Cleaver is such a strong combo because you get movement speed from both when you hit. And I think the thought process here, so they do find Gala, but he has Cleanse, he has Flash. I'm not sure whether it was the right call to knock him away. We'll have to see like now in the replay. But yeah, so doesn't actually gets the knock up. And then, yeah, I mean, maybe they should just gone for the play. I guess they were scared he would just cleanse and then blow them up, but hard to call what the right play was. Ultimately, it didn't work.
I think maybe he was intending to just knock Gala up. You know, you can, like, tap the ult to CC. I think perhaps just I'm not sure. Misplay regardless whether it was
I feel like you have to channel it for such a long time, though. I feel like, I don't know. It's hard to say. We can't know. All we know is that Gala survived. Gala turned the fight around. RNG now have Baron, and it's 6 seconds until Soul. And TT, the 6k gold deficit, have to try and fight their way out of this hole.
Okay, that's going to be a big old wall. Actually knocks Beichuan out of the pit entirely, but here we go. Drake is actually just going to be taken. Kepler the ones finished that one off. So a big pickup for TT. They deny the Soul, and they also crucially get a bounty for themselves. They're actually only 5,000 gold down at 30 minutes. It's not that dramatic. The issue is RNG have another Baron, right? So now the inhibs are basically bare. The top inhib is bare. It feels like RNG can just walk on in. So TT, they get a silver lining in that Ocean Drake. It buys them 5 minutes of soulless gameplay. Oh no, that would be Dota 2. But now the siege continues for RNG.
Yeah, and they have a wave that's pushing in bots. They may rotate over to that later, but they're just kind of standing as a 5-man mid trying to pressure. TT have a decent amount of wave clear available to them, but with this next wave, I think RNG can just push up and take the tower.
Tower goes down. Inhib will be next to follow. Open Inhib in the top side as well, as RNG can continue to just put their foot down on this one. We said they needed a 2-0, and they're looking for it. The damage from the Moonlight Vigil. I love how proactive Gala is with that ultimate. Not looking for the perfect 5-man ulti, just looking for picks, looking for damage, looking for pressure. That's the name of the game for RNG.
And look how perfectly this is set up. They have this slow push, so as soon as they take the tower mid, huge wave bot, a ton of casters. Once again, the pop.
Oh, Gala with the Gale Force. It's just too beautiful. Honestly, watching Gala team fight is like, it's a treat every time. It wasn't even a team fight because he's so good at it. It's positioning. And now in goes Breathe and just annihilates them. TT wiped off of the face of the rift as RNG are furious in this one. A triple for Gala. And my God, what destruction. RNG will not be knocked out of the conversation for top 2 just yet.
I mean, this is just decimation. Yes, a lot of back and forth in this game. A lot of fight from TT. I'm glad we got to see it. But RNG do not flinch, and they close it out in 2-0 fashion. As you said, keeping their hopes alive for a top 2 finish, keeping their hopes alive of being able to secure a spot after in the double elimination of the playoffs. But yeah, really solid performance from them.
So, scary one for TT. That's not a team that you want to have to play against, but at the end of the day, you've got to play against every team. And RNG, let's be honest, decimated them. But TT did show some good stuff, right? They showed proactivity. They showed a willingness to continue playing. And they are still alive in terms of playoffs. They have 2 series remaining, so plenty more time for TT. But in terms of RNG, like a fantastic win here. Crucially, a 2-0. That's their 9th win in a row. Now, they cannot contest top esports for the top spot unless top esports... I think actually, even if top esports loses all of the remaining games... wait, no. If they lose all of the remaining games, it's still contestable. But if top esports even lose one series, they'll still be uncontestable just because of the game difference alone. They're on positive 20, whereas RNG now on positive 16 with one series remaining.
Yeah, so if top esports win their remaining series, they get first. They don't even have to win them 2-0. They just have to win their remaining series. I don't even think they have to win both. They just have to win one, I think. Yeah, so top esports in a fantastic spot. But RNG keep the chance of catching JDG alive. So they now have a plus 16 score. JDG have a plus 18 score, and RNG have one series left. So if they win the next series 2-0 against LGD, they tie, but they have the head-to-head from earlier in the season when they took them down. So that allows them to claim the second place spot. And obviously,
that'd be a hell of a finish. That'd be a hell of a
finish. And I mean, I feel like for my money, JDG have looked fantastic. But in my mind, top esports and RNG are the two strongest teams at the moment. If they both get that double elimination spot, you know, I mean, these were finalists from spring, right? I feel like setting up to really be strong contenders because both of them have a ton of championship points as well. So would be in a very good position to make it to Worlds, both of them, and try for the title. But yeah, RNG, we set them a requirement to the series, and you know what, Joe? They did.
Yeah, they certainly did. They got the KPIs and they ticked every single box like a great employee. RNG, though, honestly, absolute domination. And like we said, what a finish that would be if they can get this 2-0, tie JDG, win on the head-to-head, and steal top 2 against JDG, the team that has been in first place basically the entire split long. That would be an unbelievable comeback for RNG. And off of the back of winning MSI, like, how often do you see a team come out of MSI and dominate in the split like this?
I mean, honestly, we've had a lot of teams where they struggle coming back from internationals. Look at EDG in spring. I mean, EDG still, I don't feel like have recovered fully. RNG, we saw last year when they came off MSI, they struggled in summer. They had like a 2-6 start, and then it was only then they started to bring it back. But I feel like RNG's form has just maintained. And they've really showed that today. I mean, TT, a lot of people can look at the series and think, you know, like TT in previous seasons, fair enough. But TT are pretty good at the moment. Like, you even saw them making the right moves to contest. I think it's just very clear that RNG are just a class of their own when it comes to a lot of the teams in the LPL. Sure, there's teams at the top who are in that class, but for the most part, they're just so hard to contend with.